Hello and welcome to the 3DS Max tutorial series. This time around we're going to be talking about modeling bigger objects. Now, you don't just have to use one primitive or the other, you can use both standard and extended, so I can make a cylinder like this, and let's up that to, let's say, 150, and drop it down to 5, because I like being even with these numbers. And then I can go into my extended primitives, and let's get torus knot out. And I have a torus knot now, and I can even go into the modifiers and change it, so I can make its radius 30 if I wanted to. Make that 5. 5 I said. I can then go, and like all other objects, I can rotate, transform, do whatever I like. Let's snap this first so I can get a good angle. Right? And then I can go and snap this object to the top of that one. Just give it a moment and cap the top. Is the cap topped on that? Yes it is. So we're gonna grab it, we're gonna cap it, and turn off the snap tool, and then you can bring it down. And you can even now to 35 or whatever you feel is best. You can then scale this just to make it fit a bit more. And all of these can be put together, so if we convert these to edible polys, we have more control over them. So you can attach two different objects together, even if they are extend primitives of each other. You can even, instead of doing attach, there's a better function to use for it, which would be going back into compound objects, going to Boolean, and then instead of using subtraction, you use union, which will union these two objects together instead. So there we go. Now these are linked as one. And then you can go and convert it to an edible poly and sort out all of the shapes like this. But already you can see it's already had a little bit of a shot at trying to get this right. So let's just help it out a bit by giving it a weld. So there we go. That'll fix some things in it. Other things can be fixed, like if we click on here. Now, as you can see, it's getting very hard to navigate. It's a bit slow and I can't pan very well. A way that you can sort this out is if you hit Z. This zooms in on the object you've selected, so if you do it on that, like a small vertice, it'll zoom directly in on that, and you can zoom out a little just to see where it is. Or you can go and select the entire object and hit Z, and it will have a full view of it, so you can see the entire object. If you go for an edge, it'll do the same thing as a vert. It'll just go close enough to see it. Now, I've just pulled up something which I've been working on for my group in college, and I wanted to show you the poly count, try count, and FPS of the model. So, what this is in the top corner here, as you can see, it says polys, and it's 47,000, well, give or take. You got tries, which is 84,000, give or take. And you got verts, which much smaller. Now, what these show is the amount of polygons in the entire model. And this is good to know because when you're modeling things, the more polygons it has, the more it will take for a game, or if you're making art itself, the more time it will take to render. And keeping the good rule of thumb is to try and keep it a very low poly count. For this, as you can see, there's quite a few of them. But that is because it is a very complex object, so you have multiple objects around each other. Now, to get this view actually up, the hotkey would be 7. So, if you tap it on, it toggles it on and off. To actually get it to show, because normally when you're looking at this viewport, it will only have, if I show you in statistics, it will only have polys and verts. But you also want to see the triangle count, because that is going to be a beneficial factor whenever you're building something. So you go in, and I'll show you that again. You can either hit plus on here and configure viewports, and you'll come into this and you'll have either one of these selected. You go into statistics, and you'll have setup, and you'll have edge count, verts, and all of that. And you can just ticky box whatever you feel you need, okay? And then you hit apply, okay, and it'll change it. The other way you do this is if you go up to views and Same principle again, viewport configuration, find statistics, and straightforward explanation, right? And this is how you check how many polys, tris, and verts you have on your model. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you found it informative.